Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the weekend. Well, welcome to the starting point of half the weekend. Or, fuck it. Welcome to Saturday night. Hope you guys have had a good last few days since Wednesday. Oh, and I figured out how that ludicrous music came up that destroyed my 4-hour stream right off YouTube. So there goes those watch hours. But I have solved that problem. So here's what's on the deck for this evening. Item 1. We're going to talk just a wee bit about the rumors about episode 3 of The Acolyte. But then we're going to spend most of our time breaking down Alex Perez's Discord chat, the second part of which just dropped today. But we're going to be going over the whole motherfucking thing and breaking it down. So, now that you know what's going on, you know what to do next. Grab your sip, light your smoke, lean back, hit the like button, and get ready for some nerdy goodness right here on the Saturday Night Chill. Well, hello, everybody, and what the fuck happened to my camera? Okay, there we go. Now we're on point. And again, hello. How is everybody? David, oh yes, for you it is quite the early morning or late night. Hey, Brooke. Hey, Murr. How are you guys tonight? Actually, get the lumbar support on my lumbars. That'll probably help. I need a cord organizer desperately. Or 3. How we doing? I'm doing all right. Hello, Stella Maris. I have donated blood. And thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you. Eating homemade pizza? Ooh. We know about that homemade pizza, don't we, babe? That shit good. Is it? Oh, nice. Well, that's exciting. But yes, I have donated blood. Not in quite a long time. Yeah. But actually, I should, because I'm a neg. So, not even remotely a vegetarian. I'm omnivorous. What's up, Griff? Happy Saturday to you too, sir. Nope, I'm an omnivore. I will eat salad on the side before I eat my steak. Generally a Caesar salad. And then, generally on its way, is a nice juicy ribeye cooked medium rare. Fucking shit. Now I've made myself really hungry. Goddamn. You had salad before your pizza, Mur? Have I ever been to Rome? Unfortunately, no. I would love to be able to go to Rome at some point in my life. The odds are not great. But yeah, Rome would being able to, like, Europe. A big old European tour would be like the shit. All the fun places. What's up, Lou? How you doing? How is everybody? I love seeing y'all in the chat. Basically doing a reverse Waltons. Instead of good night, everybody, and say everyone's names, it's what's up, everybody, and say everyone's names. Only some of you will get the reference. Actually, very few of you will get the reference. God damn it. It's not so much that I aged myself, it's just the fact that my references are becoming irrelevant. So it's not so much my age as it is like just the progression of things. You know? There's one for you guys to burn your noodle on for a minute. Do I own a crossbow? No. The closest thing to a weapon I own is a pocket knife. Well, no, I take that back. I also have a katana somewhere, but it is not sharpened. It's dull. But I could break the fuck out of some bones with it. Because the blade is full size and weight, so I may not be able to slice your leg off, but I will shatter your fucking shin bone. Take the side case off and unplug the disk drive. Like now? I know. But, thank you for telling me what to do. I'm definitely going to do it, but not now. I'll break the stream. Actually, I'll probably break the computer in the middle of the stream because I'll be nervous because y'all are watching me, and then I'll fuck it up hard and, like, stick a screwdriver in the motherboard or some shit like that, and then I'll be fucked. Lou says, somebody recently told me to cherish these moments we have. I mean, they're right. Yeah, they are, Brooke. Mine was gifted to me. 90% of my cool shit has been gifted to me, actually. No, it's just the way it is. But yeah, what was it I just read recently? Statement kind of like that. Something about because time is always moving, the only thing we truly have is the now. The past is already gone, and the future we'll never catch. Or something like that. So that's why that's the reason to cherish the moments we have. Am I a baron? I almost was till I found out that fucking Scottish land grant thing was a scam. They almost had me. Like, I was looking at that motherfucking shit. I was debating because I really wanted to be a Scottish lord or Scottish laird. But, you know, they wanted too much, so I was like, nah, and then it turned out to be a big old fucking scam. Y'all remember that shit? Fucking Paul at Heavy Spoilers apologized for running the ad after he found out it was a big old scam. So yeah, that's the closest I've been to being landed gentry, is thinking about investing in what turned out to be a scam. How's that for a little insight into the life of chillin'? Did you enjoy it? Was it fun? All right, Stella, I'm going to need you to hit the subscribe button before you ask me any more questions. I am nowhere near monetized, so I can't charge you. But until I see that sub count hit 193, I am now mute to your questions. Yeah, no, he literally fucking apologized for that shit after it came out that that shit was a scam. Oh, dude, you could hear it in his voice when he did the apology. Yeah, he was not a happy guy. I mean, mostly what came through was the regret that people, like, you know, did do that and put in his code, because he knows how many people actually did that. Like, that information is provided to him, so he knew how many people got fucked through him specifically. So, yeah, the regret was in his voice in the video. I'm sure there was a lot of anger BTS, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was probably pissed off to the point where his accent became fucking like, what's the fucking word I'm looking for? Like, you wouldn't be able to understand a fucking word he said because his accent would have been so thick because he was so fucking angry. Have you ever noticed that? People with accents thicken the fuck up the angrier they get. Like in my, 2 jobs ago, there's a dude who grew up till he was like 8 or 9, I think, in England, and then his family moved here. So like 95% of his accent's gone. You can only hear it sometimes. He could not say the word squirrel. It was fucking hilarious. But it was skirl. That's the best he could do. It was so funny. But like, he was like 99% of the time a chill person, but when he got fucking riled, he started to sound like he was right back on the island. It was hysterical, mostly because the riled was never in my direction, so I just got to watch and listen. I wonder if he has a team of people too. Paul? Oh, he definitely has a team of people. The homie's got a 1 million sub plus channel. Matter of fact, Colton, one of the guys that pops up, the guy that's, if you watch Screen Crush, he's the guy that's forever trapped in the TV, but don't tell him. He edits for Paul. I mean, how did it come out that it was a scam? That I'm not sure. I just remember hearing about it I just remember hearing that it was a scam, and then I saw Paul's video. All right. You hit the subscribe button, and you're not allowed to unsubscribe when I'm done answering your questions. Now I only need 7 more before the giveaway, guys. You remember how it came out? How'd it come out? No, I'm not related to the Pope. I have no... Wait. What nationality is the current Pope? Well, that's a fucking good question. I'm curious because I can't remember. Reality of current poop. Oh, he's Argentinian. So, no. I have no Latin blood in me whatsoever. That's why they... Yeah, that's probably part of the reason, because Colton edits for Paul. Yep. Yep, that's why. Because Colton works for them both. So if you think about it, Colton Ogburn's probably getting fucking paid, bro. Working for Screen Crush and Heavy Spoilers. I'm pretty sure Screen Crush has got 1 million plus subs. If not, they've got a shit ton anyway. Yeah, no, they have 1.6 K. No, milli. M. Paul has 1.36. So yeah, Colton's getting paid. Yeah, he works for 1 million plus subscriber channels. Yeah, he doing okay. Colton Ogburn is doing okie dokie. Being scammed is like the worst feeling ever. Oh yeah, nope. I got nailed by one of those you won a PS5 things on Theory's channel once. $150 down the drain. I fell for that shit, and I was so pissed off when I figured it out. Especially tons of crypto scams out. Yeah, I don't fuck with crypto. Even if I knew, well, number one, I really don't know how crypto works. I never researched it. I never wanted to get into it. What's up, Rob? So, yeah, I just don't fuck with crypto. Lou racking in the dough. Yeah, Colton's doing okie dokie. Okay.
But it's yummy, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm glad you liked it. Am I an exorcist? No, but I have watched multiple movies about exorcists. Yeah, Mer said you guys made homemade pizza. Ooh, another epiphany. I wonder if that one dude changed his screen name again. Because remember when it was the other one before that one dude? That one dude is his second screen name so far. Yes. And now that I think about it, these are very that one dude-like questions. Brooke says there's tons of recovery scams too, like for people who get their social media accounts hacked and stuff. It's rough. Yeah? Yeah, the ones that where the whole fucking their hard drive is encrypted and you got to pay for the encryption key. There's a specific name for those kinds of programs that evades my memory. Shocker. At this time. There needs to be a fat belly meme in here. Yeah, I got to figure out how to do emotes. Like I really do. Although, do you have to be monetized in order to put your own emotes in? Homemade pizza is good when done right. Well, any pizza is good when done right, Brooke, but yes. Sorry, I had to get a little pedantic on that one. You know I love you, though. Am I an archbishop? No. I am Protestant. Technically non-denominational. Technically anti-organized religion. But I was raised non-denominational Protestant. When Rob Naples makes it, it's good, Murr says. Well, yeah, no, yes, I've eaten plenty of Rob's cooking, and it's fucking good. The man can cook. I still remember him whipping up a fucking, that big ass fucking chili pot worth, that tall ass chili pot thing that's out there. He made one of those full of pasta vajou. Oh. How long did it take us to put that bitch gone? Even for us, that took a minute, didn't it? And you know what I mean when I say even for us. Because we ate back then, boy. What up, Jared? I've had homemade pizza a few times. Brooks says sometimes good, sometimes meh. Yeah, I mean, you can fuck pizza up. Lou says, jealous I am. Yeah, well, what, like a week or two ago is when that came in? That oven? Okay. But yeah, we got a new pizza oven within the last month, and that thing is the shit. Like just a small one pizza thing, but it's awesome. Over a week. Okay, yeah. Damn. Brooke says, oh, next week, Hot D Season 2 and Boys Season 4 coming out. Hyped for them. Hell yeah, me too, bruh. Me too. Actually, I think, doesn't Hot D premiere on Father's Day? And I got roped into working Father's Day evening, so I'm going to have to watch it after I get home because I believe it comes out at 9 p.m. Eastern, and I don't get out of work till 10 p.m. Eastern. So, but that's like a very rare occasion because I actually have Sundays not allowable in my availability. But they begged and pleaded. They were so fucking desperate. So, and the wife was cool with it too. Mrs. Chillin was like, all right. So now I'm doing that. But my boss is like super grateful. So that'll come into play later probably at some point. Or I'll make sure it does. Be like, hey, remember when I worked Father's Day evening for you on a day that I'm not supposed to ever fucking work? You remember? Remember? You remember that? Get my Chris Farley on. Hey, you remember when I did that for you? You remember? Griff says there's nothing like a bowl of good chili. That is fucking facts, bro. Fucking facts. Brooke says, would love if they could make a God of War show on Amazon Prime. Allegedly, it's in the works. Like, it's in development. Last I knew, Penguin in a Parka was in charge of developing it, but that may have changed by now, because that was a while ago that I heard that. Courtesy of Jay over at Sidetrack. Credit where credit is due. He's the one that's been talking about that stuff. Well, he talks about primarily he talks about Stargate on Prime, but they're related. So because they're in Anyway, so he knows that shit. So courtesy of Jay at Sidetrack, I know that was the case at one point. Rob says I'm hopping between Farscape and I can't think of what BG is on Prime. Oh, Battlestar Galactica. Thank you, love. Old one or Katie Sackhoff one? Thought they were making God of War on Prime TV. It's still in development, David. Do I know karate? No. My freshman year of college, I took Taekwondo for a few months. I got my yellow stripe. I could have gotten my full yellow belt, but I couldn't afford the testing fee for the full yellow, so I got my yellow stripe. And that's it. And then I've watched a shit ton of MMA, so I've picked up a lot of tips that I can store intellectually, but have never put into practice, and actually, hopefully, won't have to. Because honestly, I'm really scared of what would happen if I snapped and started actually getting violent. Lou said, a cop was undressing me with her eyes today. Honestly, I wasn't upset. Why would you be? I actually dropped the ball, LOL. She hit me with that look. If you know, you know. Bro, you should have let her know you had your own personal nightstick. And would she want to check it out? I mean, that either would have worked or got you tased. But, you know, you can't win if you don't gamble. The production company, Penguin and a Parka. Okay, so it is still Penguin and a Parka? All right, cool. Strikeout, yeah. Brooke says, yeah, I'm just really loving God of War 2018 game. Such an engaging game and hyped to play Ragnarok afterwards. So 2018 is number 3? Rob says, sack off. Duh. Yes, I'm sure you and probably Mariah are both proud 2%ers. Or am I going to have to explain that shit again? Griff says, the remake of Battlestar Galactica is goated. I hear that. I hear that a lot. And you're not allowed to take my nerd card, but I haven't watched either of them all the way through. Shut the fuck up. Leave me alone. I'll get to it. What is my favorite book? I have no ability to narrow that down to one book. It is impossible. I read, or haven't read anywhere near as much lately as I used to, but I have read a fuck ton. I am a bibliophile. I have been all my life. It is literally impossible for me to distill all the shit I've read and enjoyed down to one book. Can't do it. Brooke says, I finished watching Jujutsu Kaisen, both Season 1 and 2 this week. That was a good anime. Thinking about watching the anime Frarian, never heard of that one, or Berserk. I have heard of Berserk. And I have heard of Jujutsu Kaisen. And I've heard basically all good things about it. So that's cool. He looked like Ron Jeremy in Orgasmo. Oh, that's awesome. Fucking Orgasmo. The Orgasmo Raider. Seriously, how did you not fucking like... Oh, never mind. You were already out of school. But yeah, too bad you, Too bad that movie didn't come out when you were still in school. You could have hooked up with like a mechanical and an electrical engineer and actually tried to make that shit work. Lou agrees with that Battlestar Galactica is goated. God damn it, now I gotta watch it. What is my favorite band? Korn. I know, Griff. I know. I know. Okay, I know. Brooke says 2018 is the 4th God of War game. Oh, but it's a soft reboot. It deals with Norse mythology. The previous ones deal with Greek mythology. Yeah. Oh, Ragnarok is the 5th one then? I'm confused. That's funny as hell, my own nightstick. I'm still laughing my ass off. Good. I appreciate that. I'm glad somebody finds me funny. Thanks, Lou. I appreciate you. What? Chris says, I used to read a lot, but Audible changed my life. With the job I have, I can listen to most books in a day or two. Yeah. I find that if I'm listening to something, my mind drifts, so I would like miss half the book, and then I'd have to like, you know, open the fucking screen back up and scroll it back on, you know, using the slider or however that fucking works, because I've never used Audible. Like, I need to read. I can't, I mean, I know they're doing all kinds of cool shit, like with like getting like Hollywood actors to, you know, do speaking roles for these and putting in sound effects and fucking soundtracks and all that cool shit. I know they're doing that, but the way I'm wired, I would start listening and I'd be like, fuck yeah. And then my brain would go, oh, you're not actually really, you don't have your eyeballs on anything. Pew! Like, I have to engage my eyeballs in order to focus my brain enough to concentrate on something. What is my favorite food? Same long-winded explanation as the book. Brooke says, yeah, Ragnarok is the 5th one, but there's like a few prequel games and spin-offs, but 5 main games in the series of God of War. Cool. I would love to play those, except I suck. So. But I do enjoy watching people who can play them sometimes. And yes, Griff, I did finally sign up for the Twitch. I haven't gotten on it since I signed up for it, but I'm there. I should fuck around on there and just do a Twitch-only stream once. Not necessarily on my regular days, Wednesday or Saturday, because that is for YouTube. But yeah, I should do a random one every once in a while, maybe on a Sunday or something. Sunday evening. Probably still around 9. That's like the best time for me to start, honestly. So maybe. Brooke says, Freerin. Someone put that shit in there phonetically for me, please. Is a new anime on Netflix. It's about an elf who won a war against the forces of darkness and has to figure out her life afterwards. The elf is 1,000 years old, apparently. Yeah, that's that's if written well, that is a pretty good well used trope. But yeah, you know, like you finally accomplish your life's goal, be it revenge or whatever, and then you're like, especially if it's something along those lines like revenge or a war, you know, you finally accomplish your goal of defeating whoever or wiping out whoever, and you're like, yeah, oh, that feels great. Now I can relax. Now what the fuck do I do with my life? So yeah, if that's written well, then yeah, that can make for a really good story, that kind of thing. What is my favorite television show? Well, the only thing I'm really currently watching that you could even call a television show is Narco Wars on National Geographic. Like, that's what I'm watching currently, so I guess that's my favorite, at least right now. Lou says, sounds like we might be hardwired the same, chillin'. You can't do Audible. Is Audible turning into like Kleenex, which is, you know, where Audible's technically just, you know, an audio book, but everyone calls all the audiobook apps Audible, like everyone calls all facial tissue Kleenex? Is Audible becoming that? Or, you know, am I just thinking way too much about a mispronunciation? What do you think? But yeah, you can't listen to... Your brain goes where the fuck it wants when you're only listening to something? Is that what you're saying, Lou? You got to be like... Okay, now I can lock in. Oh, shit. Ugh, can only do that for so long. Brooke says, there's difficulty modes in God of War, which is good, but yeah, 2018 God of War, highly recommend. Nice. I will find someone that streams it and watch it. Free is usually pronounced Free Ren. Okay. Free Ren. Has really good ratings. Cool. Sent the link, opening song on my server. The song is good. Ooh. Have to check that out later. David says, well, Brooke, I'm over Assassin's Creed, Tomb Raider, or Skyrim, Fallout type of gameplay. Yeah, a lot of people like the Skyrim. Are they still doing, like, new Tomb Raiders? Or are you just going retro there, David? Gonna start watching Freerun tonight? Nice. Rob says, I'm curious about all the security questions being asked. Oh, with Stella? Yeah, I have no idea. But I refused to answer questions until she subscribed, and then she did. So I'm answering now. If I was monetized, I'd be like super chats. But I'm not, so I just have to beg for subs right now. Brooke says, I have Assassin's Creed Black Flag. David, definitely on my list of must plays. Okay, y'all like Black Flag. All right. We've got a lot of Marvel shit to get to. And we are almost 40 minutes in already. Not that I mind, because I love just bullshitting with y'all. But I actually have, planned stuff to talk about. So we're going to actually start doing that now. And the first thing, just so we can get it the fuck out of the way, are the rumors about episode 3 of The Acolyte. Now, I've heard a couple different versions. One version is the one Josh has heard, where there's some LGBTQ shit, but it doesn't really actually mess with the Force at all. There's a possibility that the twins might be immaculately conceived. Lou says, exactly, I need to be looking at something. Otherwise, I'll be lost in the sauce unless I'm laying down. Yeah, for reals. Actually, laying down is when my brain really goes wild. Makes going to sleep fucking hard. Which then makes getting up in the morning hard. It's great. So much fun. So much fun. Anyway. So, I was extraordinarily nervous. And I've been saying, I fucking mean it. And I was thinking about it, that I may actually have to do it. And that is, if I thought that shit broke canon, I was going to be done with the fucking show. And I was going to talk about it exactly one more time to run the entire motherfucking thing through a cheese grater. And then that was going to be it. However, during Josh's stream yesterday, he mentioned that in the EU, stories were written to where there isn't just a chosen one. There are chosen ones based on what's happening. Like, if things get way out of balance, then the Force will create a person in order to bring it back into balance. So there's been more than one chosen one. When Josh equated it to Neo in The Matrix, I was like, I did not know this. But since that is the case, and I have long espoused the EU and its worth to the Star Wars universe and, all that jazz. So, if that is the case, what up, Justin? You got here just in time for me to trigger you. Perfect timing. What is my favorite country? Well, despite its many issues, still the United States, where I live. It might be just because it's a habit, but, it's still my favorite country. I freely admit it's highly fucked right now, but it's still my fave. Griff says, technically, I think Revan is considered a chosen one. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, no, I was talking about the rumors for episode 3 of The Acolyte, and the fact that Josh bringing up the fact that in the EU there have been multiple chosen ones, and that Anakin is a chosen one, not the chosen one. Which really is going to basically smash any reason I might have to be pissed off at about the rumors about episode 3 of The Acolyte. Because I was all set to get in a fucking lore-breaking tizzy, but since that's happened in the EU, and I have long respected the EU, even though I have yet to read all of it, and dear God, that's going to take me a while, but I want to do it. That's like a life goal. But if it's there, I must respect it. So, if they're not breaking lore, and I couldn't give two shits less if it's two mothers, I really couldn't give two shits less about that. My only care is, are they breaking lore? And based on the EU, it looks like they're not. Didn't my president just shit himself on stage, allegedly? I haven't heard that story, but it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, he is old. But I haven't seen that one. That's a new one on me. Who's my favorite superhero? Wolverine. What's my favorite color? It's a tie between royal blue and black. That's not how the Jedi refer to Anakin. Well, that leads me actually into remember how I mentioned I figured out how Lucasfilm would try and justify their lore-breaking action if it ended up being lore-breaking? And remember how I said it came from actually George Lucas' Star Wars? Well, now that you bring that up, I can now tie that in. And my theory was they were going to rely on one line, one fucking line, spoken by Yoda. I believe it was in Revenge of the Sith. And it was this line. A prophecy that misread may have been. They were going to ride that fucking line and be like, yeah, we can do what I want. We can do what we want. But now they've been given, now the EU has eliminated the need for them to stretch that far, it would seem. Brooks says, yeah, David, it was on the media when Biden and Macron, oh yeah, the French president, was meeting. Supposedly he did shit himself. I don't know the full details, though. They refer to Anakin as the chosen one all the time, too. Yes, they do. Jared says, don't love that, but also kind of meh. I don't want to see someone be the chosen one that will bring balance to the Force. If you can come up with other kinds of chosen ones, then okay. Well, all right, let me steel man this. And why do you guys always make me steel man for Disney? It's not fair. But okay. All right. The chosen one, or, you know, to take the Matrix reference, the one. In the Matrix, the one always came around when too much shit was happening with the humans. And the Matrix was getting fucked up. Evidently, in the EU, a chosen one comes around when the Force is out of balance. And that's the only prerogative, is for the Force to be out of balance. It does not matter which way. Now, at the time, as I understand it, because I haven't read a fucking thing that Disney has put out about the High Republic, but from what I understand, and according to the opening blurb, it wasn't a crawl, what the hell is my... Oh, yeah, the Jedi were at the height of their power at this point, which means the galaxy was probably out of balance to the light side. Which is why it allowed Plagueis to get so powerful, to the point where Plagueis actually had gained so much control over the midichlorians, he literally influenced the entire, at least in the novel, which is also Legends. He actually, just with his will, shifted the Force towards the dark side. Which then caused Anakin to be born to bring it back. So, 100 years prior to Plagueis doing that shit, the galaxy very well could very well have been from the Department of Redundancy Department. The galaxy very well could have been out of balance to the light side, which required these acolytes running around in Tenebris and Plagueis and all that kind of fun shit. Brooks says, yeah, Anakin is the chosen one, the one that the prophecy said would bring balance to the Force. It's very risky for Disney to potentially break this lore. Well, see, here's the fun thing about that. A lot, and it's not just the hate baiters, but a lot of the people that are pissed off at Disney Star Wars, one of the big reasons they're pissed off is because they keep ignoring / disrespecting the EU. You know, with Kathy's famous line, there's no reference material, right? So if they do this, technically they are using the EU. So if they use the EU and what's been done in the EU, or if they use what's been done in the EU and just do the same thing, what room is there to bitch about it if one of our main gripes is the ignoring / disrespecting of the EU? I mean, are we going to be like the massive hypocrites like the hate baiters are? I'm not. Now that I know that happened in the EU, if they do that, as much as I may not like it, I don't like the concept probably, but I can't knock them for it now because they're actually incorporating the EU. Matter of fact, I believe the Barash Vow is also an EU thing. That, floaty guy Master Torben was in. All right. Where was I at? Oh, yeah, that was in response to Brooks' chat. Stella, what is your favorite Pokemon? Never played. Justin says, if they do that, I'm never watching new Star Wars again. I mean, bro, if that's how you feel about it, I respect it. You may want to ignore, some of my content in the future, because if that still pisses me off a lot, I may not finish this show, but I'll at least watch the first episode of the next one, just to see if they've finally figured something out or not. So, but yeah, if you never watch anything new Star Wars again and you just, if you become pure Lucas, dude, good on you, bro. It's totally a fair response. Never played Digimon either. Are we playing 20 questions or talking nerd news? Yes. Griff says, I guess that makes sense, chilling, considering that most of the villains in THR aren't force sensitive. I am brain farting on THR. God damn it. I may have smoked a little too much before stream. Oh, the High Republic. Duh. Most of the villains aren't force sensitive? Okay. See, I didn't know that. Like I said, I've read nothing. Jared says, a chosen one shouldn't come around that often, in my opinion. Accident prophecies should be 1,000 years plus. I mean, that's totally fair. That is totally fair. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. So, it's actually a really cool thought. Yeah, I figured it out. Thanks, Griff, though. Yeah, the High Republic. Well, I mean, it's something I don't fuck with, so why should I know? If I don't fuck with it, why should I know? Justin says there are multiple reasons why I will bitch about it. Oh, go for it, man. I'm here for you. You can text me. You can come into my stream and lose your shit. It's all good, bro. I'll watch you lose your shit on your own streams. I'm here for you, man. Okay, Griff, I've lost track of the context of it is. Well, Lou, Justin is reached Josh's point, if not even a little bit beyond it, when it comes to Star Wars. Like, he's dangling from the cliff on, like, one Coke fingernail. You probably don't have a Coke nail, but it's a fun analogy, so shut up. You know? Full body weight. One pinky Coke nail. Oh, ancient, yeah. Like, my brain knew what you meant, so I didn't really care that I said accident, because I knew what you were getting at, bruh. But yeah, thank you for clarifying that out loud in front of my face. I appreciate it. Justin says, once again, they do not care about making a character that will be liked if they do this. That is 100% an accurate criticism. Yeah, from that standpoint, yeah, they're fucking up. There is zero arguing that. You're dead ass. Dune 2 greater than, what, everything? Maybe until Deadpool and Wolverine comes out. Speaking of Deadpool, just real quick, I got this shirt the other day for $9. And lucky for you guys, it was long enough for me to pull it up so you could read the bottom and still not see my Dunlop. So, what do y'all think? You like that Deadpool shirt? I think it's fucking dope. Matter of fact, this same store has an X-Men 97. Well, see, I'd have to sit way the fuck back here for you guys to even see what the hell kind of shirt I'm wearing, Jared. So it's nobody's mistake. Like when I'm able to get a slightly different setup, I am going to be farther back from the camera so y'all can see the nerdy shit. Because I literally wear a nerdy shirt every stream because that's what we do here. Most of them y'all have seen on me multiple times. So, but this one is like literally new. This is the first time I've worn it was today. Nope, got that one. My mistake didn't know it's okay. Deadass B, yes. Brooke says, I think as long as Acolyte doesn't break main Star Wars lore, it's still okay, but still not necessarily perfect. Yeah, that's true too. Just because you can not break lore, but you can still be a douchebag about how you not break it. That is also a fact. So, Star Wars. Oh, Dune 2 great in Star Wars. Yeah. Justin says, guys, I'm really, 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 really trying to be fair with this show. And, dude, it's cool. But everyone has their limit. And if the rumors come true and episode 3 pushes you, breaks your Coke nail and you fall off the cliff, then I respect that shit. And I'm here for you. Just don't be surprised if I'm not as pissed as you and I continue to cover the show. He says, there's a new Deadpool and Wolverine trailer. Looks hype. Yeah, I watched that. That was pretty fun. Fire shirt. Thanks, Lou. Modern Star Wars? Right. Dub shirt. Thank you again. It's you, dude. Thank you, Rob. Cool Deadpool shirt. Big dub. Thanks, Brooke. Griff says, in your defense, Justin, you did a great job during the watch party. He did. Oh, haha, Lou. You thought Justin loved the show. Brooke says, I'm glad Josh seems to like the Acolyte show somewhat. Yeah, I mean, it's... how do I put this? It's cool that he has one less thing to rage about. Because there's still plenty of shit that chat brings up on his streams that you know, that triggers the fuck out of him. So it's nice that a Star Wars show has not yet caused him to rage out. Lou says Justin might deserve an Emmy. I mean, yeah. Can't really argue. And by the way, thank you everybody who is here. I've been watching the view count and I love you guys. We've been in double digits for a while now. Let's keep that shit up. I would love to start averaging double digits because YouTube would be like, oh, more people like him. Maybe we should push him more. And then we can keep growing this community. And then I can get monetized and then I can really start doing some cool shit. You know? That's my goal. I want to get monetized so I can do more cool shit for you guys. And for myself. I can't cap about that. But it's for all of us. I mean, more so me than you. But it's for all of us. All right, where am I at? Brooke says, I really love the opening scene of the first Deadpool. Brings back memories. Right? Not yet. Not yet what? I've lost the context on that one, Jared. Not yet what? Ooh, I need to check that while I'm at it, though. I got 13 in here and 12 likes. Who didn't hit the like button? It's not like it takes that much effort. Just go, if you're on your phone or tablet, go boink. If you're on your computer, you just move the mouse around and go click. It's so simple and takes just a moment of your time. Ooh, 14 now. Welcome in, thou who just arrived. Of course, halftime Streamlabs and YouTube don't agree. Okay, Streamlabs is like 5 minutes behind on the viewer count. Okay. Oh, that Josh isn't raging on the show? Right, it's still early. That's true. And he has allowed for the fact that they could do it in such a way that it would still, like, cause him to rage. And I'm allowing for that fact, too. Just because technically technically they might be following the EU, but if they still do it in a stupid-ass way, I'm still not going to like it. Like, just because you're using something from, or a concept from the EU, that isn't enough. You have to do it well. And if you don't do it well, I mean, it's, then what else? What usually happens when somebody doesn't do something well? It gets crapped all over. Right? So, they may, yeah, even if they're following the EU, they need to write it and execute it really well. Really, really well. If I could turn back time. Every time I think of Deadpool 2, Lou says. And I know you fucking sang it while you were typing it. That's why I sang it. Because I know you did while you were typing it. If I could turn back time. I know you did. Justin says, the show isn't terrible. I have things I enjoy and things I really despise. But if they do this, nah, I'm good. I mean, cool, bro. I mean, if they do it bad enough, I'll be done too. So, right now, I can't gripe about the concept because it's based on an EU concept. However, if they do not execute it well, I still will shit all over it. Anybody ever seen Ron White's comedy special, They Call Me Tater Salad? Well, he's talking about, in one of his bits, he's talking about a dude that tied himself to a tree in a hurricane. And Ron was like, problem with that is, or something like that. He's like, it's not that the wind is blowing. It's what the wind is blowing. If you're wondering what the fuck why I'm talking about that, it's because you can apply it to these rumors and the fact that it's an EU concept. And it's not that they're using an EU concept. It's how they use the EU concept. That's the key. They can use any fucking concept they want. If they don't do it right, you know, I could go on. But you get the idea. Brooke says, yeah, actually, I really appreciate the watch party, Justin. You a champ, man. He is. There's a reason I've been hanging with him for a long-ass time now that I think about it. Couldn't tell you how long. Do you have any idea how long, Jay? Since I've been popping into your channel and whatnot? Justin says, no coming back at that point. If they do that, it's so obvious what they are trying to do. That was on accident, I swear. What was? My bad, Lou. I'm on the phone. Am I missing something? I literally see nothing that you've posted that is offensive or could be offensive to literally anybody at all whatsoever. I have no idea what the hell you're apologizing for, bro. Do you, Lou? Because I'm looking at the chat. I don't see nothing. Might be just me, I guess. Oh, my God. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to take the case off and figure out what the fuck's up with that. Because that's annoying as shit. Excuse me. This is a malted beverage, which means it's carbonated, so... in carbonation, we produce belches. So... You accidentally hid Lou on the channel? Oh! Okay. Okay. Give me just a minute, guys. Something just popped in my head that I want to look at. So just bear with me for a wee bit. I just need to scroll. By the way, Stella Maris, if you're still in here, you better not fucking unsubscribe. I earned that subscribe out of you. Okay. It says, damn you, Justin. Brooke says, yeah, typing from phone is just annoying. Bro, that's literally how I watch everybody. I'm on my phone. I don't sit at my computer and watch people. Maybe occasionally, but 99% of the time, I'm watching everybody that I watch on YouTube from my phone. But you're right, it is annoying, Brooke. It is annoying. What the hell was I just thinking about? Oh, yeah. I got to do that over here, though. Yeah, that one. That and that. All right, cool. Nice. Justin, I'm sorry, Lou, but don't play with me, Lou. You see what I'm capable of now. Actually, Justin, I love the fact that your community is so awesome. except for the fact that I never get to use my wrench. Like, there's a couple people, like, when you first wrenched me, that, like, got up to some shit, and I, like, was fully justified in, like, smacking them with said wrench, but everyone in your community is awesome now, and I don't get to blast anybody. Jared says, I respect the questions, LOL. Sometimes I think about asking Josh his favorite Pokemon, too. I think someone actually asked him that once. I swear, I remember him addressing that question. I do not remember the answer. So, sorry about that part, but I swear he's answered that. I don't remember when. I just know it was on a stream at some point. It will come. That's what she said. Thanks for that softball, bro. I may bag on hate baiters for, like, always going after low-hanging fruit, but occasionally I just have to, too. And that was right there for the picking. Justin doesn't play games, Lou says. Have to make sure I'm on target now. Brooke says, I used to love watching some of the animated Pokemon stuff. Like, I've done zilch with Pokemon. I haven't bought a card. I haven't played a game. I haven't watched a show. Like, I'm aware of the existence of Pokemon, and, like, Pikachu is Pokemon's baby Yoda to me. Grogu, what have you. Like, that's about as good as I am with Pokemon. Pikachu is my Grogu. That's all I got. So I guess technically you could say Pikachu's my favorite Pokemon, but since it's the only Pokemon I know, I don't know if that's really a fair assessment. You know what I mean? It's like when you have one sibling and they're like, and you're like, you're my favorite sibling. Do you have a choice? The hell is going on with that shit? Okay. 14 likes. Nice. Brooke says, I have a small set of Pokemon cards. Never played much of the card game. Just collected a few of them. David says, never got into Pokemon. Not my thing. Yeah. Of course, I think a lot of people that got into Pokemon were already anime fans, maybe. Either that or Pokemon ended up being just like caught on, and maybe Pokemon converted people into anime fans. Lou says, Pokemon used to be my shit. Like all the way up until the Pokemon Go? Or before that? Or in your case, this way, before that. Jared said, the Game Boy games are elite games, to be honest. Not a big Pokemon guy, but those games were great. I mean, good games are good games. Whether you're into the characters or not is one thing. But if you're digging the gameplay, it kind of doesn't matter. He said, I beat all the games until the DS came out. I never bought the Nintendo DS. All right. Cool. Boop. Cool. All right. We're obviously done talking about the Acolyte now because now we're talking about fucking Pokemon. So, that means it's time for me to take my traditional little breaky here to grab me a drink and make room for the new drink by eliminating old liquid and all that good shit. So, I will be back in just a couple of minutes, and then we will get into all the Marvel updates that Alex from the Cosmic Circus dropped. Now, remember, Josh went over some of that yesterday, but that was just part 1. Part 2 dropped today. We're going to be going over shit you have not heard yet. So stick around. Hit the like button if you haven't. And if you have hit the like, hit the subscribe too, and the notification bell so you know every time I'm on and doing stuff. And who knows, occasionally I may even do a fucking video now. But All that being said, I will be back shortly. Please don't leave. I'm back. What are you guys talking about? Game Boy Advance? Pokemon greater than the Acolyte. I've never seen a second of animated Pokemon, but yes, probably. Excuse me. Alright, Game Boy Advance, blah, 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 blah. Game Boy. Then PSP came out and took Game Boy Advance's lunch money. Yes. That did happen. Okay. Everybody that is here. It is time to go over all the Marvel updates that Alex Perez of the Cosmic Circus put out there in his Discord chat from whenever the hell that was earlier this week. Now, I know yesterday Josh went over part 1, but we going over it again because I'm not Josh. I may have different takes, so here we go. Nintendo's out here surviving on Zelda, Super Mario Brothers, and Pokemon. All three are hitters, oh yeah. Yeah? Brooke says, I think the new God of War show will be greater than Acolyte, to be honest. I mean, look. The Acolyte is not what I would call a good show, but it's not trash. So it's really not going to be hard to be better than the Acolyte, honestly. I mean, if you think about it. Jared said, honestly, I stopped with handhelds after Game Boy Advanced. I'm literally still I'll literally still play Game Boy Advance if I want handheld. My son-in-law is very fond of his Switch. Matter of fact, he's playing that Star Wars Hunter game on it, and he really likes it. And he plays it on mobile too. He likes it on both platforms. Okay. Well, you think you saw a new PSP that looked crazy? That's cool. All right. Marvel updates, courtesy of Alex Perez of the Cosmic Circus via his Discord Q&A. Like I said, Josh went over part 1, but I'm not Josh. I may have different takes. So here we go. Section 1, Avengers, Secret Wars, and the Marvel Studios Multiverse Saga. Question 1 from Costa. Hi, Alex. How are you? I love you. Do you think Secret Wars will become 2 films, and therefore 3 Avengers films in this saga? Alex says, hey, love you too. I suspect that Secret Wars may be heading into a 2-parter territory for a number of reasons. The main reason is that there are too many stories happening plot-wise that really can't be condensed into the average 2-hour runtime. One thing I even heard through the grapevine was the idea of having more than one central antagonist. So yes, I think the films will be split. Well, that's really not new news. That's been in the rumor mill for a while. Now, speaking of rumor, technically this is all rumor. Now, Alex is pretty good. His track record, I mean, none of those scoopers are perfect by any stretch. But Alex's track record is, he's in the top. He gets a lot right. He gets a little wrong, but he gets a lot right. So, but since he does get shit wrong, this is all still rumor, but we love rumor because that's the basis for speculation. Stella says the United States Navy Chaplain Corps is the body of military chaplains of the United States Navy who are commissioned naval officers. Yeah, that's kind of how chaplains in the military work. Lou says Switch is amazing. Stella says their principal purpose is, quote, to promote the spiritual, religious, moral, and personal well-being of the members of the Department of the Navy. Yeah, all the branches have chaplain corps because there are a lot of religious people in the armed forces. And it's against the law to discriminate against people based on their religion. So yeah, there's a chaplain. There's chaplains in the U.S. military. There's chaplains in the police. Yeah, there's chaplains all over the place, which includes the Navy and the U.S. Marine Corps. Yes, it does. All right. So yeah, Secret Wars being 2 movies, that's not really new. Having more than one central antagonist, also not really new. So really, this is just reaffirmation of rumors we have already heard. Bird Sister says, what is the probable new name for Avengers 5? Alex says, what I can say is that I'm hearing that Avengers 5 will be a multiversal film with a particularly grounded story involving multiversal elements. Okay. So multiversal film with a particularly grounded story involving multiversal elements. So basically, ground team's going to find a problem. Problem will end up becoming a multiversal problem, but it will not be dealt with out in the cosmos. It will be dealt with on the ground. All right, cool. He goes on. In all likelihood, the safest route would be to split Avengers Secret Wars into 2 parts. However, I will take the opportunity to mention a rumor about a possible adaptation of elements from the Avengers Assemble Avengers Forever event, which is a storyline involving a multiversal council of Mephisto variants, known as the Council of Red, multiversal Masters of Evil, and an Avengers team-up. So Avengers, Multiversal Masters of Evil, and the Council of Red all team up to save the day before all of existence is destroyed. I might have to look into that storyline given Mephisto's coming introduction into the MCU, but it might be an interesting story to adapt heading into Avengers Secret Wars. Well, Mephisto's been coming for like a while now. So I honestly don't know if they're going to have him in and like rapidly bring in like all kinds of his variants to make his own. Instead of a Council of Kings, it's a Council of Red for all Mephistos. The Multiversal Masters of Evil, I don't know who the fuck those guys are, but it sounds like a fun group, honestly. I imagine it's, just a bunch of villains from across the multiverse. Kind of like how somebody's going to be forming Multiversal Avengers, allegedly the TVA we think currently. So I'm gonna... Yeah, I don't know about that one. Let's just say my skepticism about that one is kind of high. Additionally, the Chaplain Corps provides chaplains to the United States Coast Guard. Yeah. Lou says, now with that being said, anyone want to buy a Switch? Nice. Very nice. How the hell I have more viewers for the Acolyte talk than I do the Marvel talk? What the fuck is going on out there? All right. Next question comes from Vin. What comic would you recommend to anyone interested in the future of the MCU? Alex says, obviously, the Secret Wars comics would be a good start. Both versions, but especially the Hickman run. Since that was one of the Hickman Secret Wars run was in that first Deadpool trailer. And it had Doom on the cover, so I honestly don't know how we're not going to get Doom at some point. But, whatever, we'll see. If we don't, it's a fucking travesty, and I'm going to be highly pissed the fuck off. Okay. Time Runs Out as well is a good run to get into. Well, that's been rumored. That's been long. Time Runs Out. Okay. Let's try that again. Time Runs Out has long been rumored to be a large part, or the adaptation of a said storyline to be a large part of Doctor Strange 3. So now they might do some of that in Doctor Strange 3. And they might do some of it in Avengers 5. We shall see. But as of right now, the most recent rumor says Time Runs Out is basically going to be Doctor Strange 3. He goes on. I have heard through the grapevine that elements from Avengers Assemble / Avengers Forever event might be interesting to look into. However, if people really want to look ahead beyond Secret Wars and beyond the soft reboot, they should look to the stars, specifically Eternals Volume 3. I mean, that's cool, but I really don't care about after the soft reboot until we're a hell of a lot closer to Secret Wars. I mean, that's cool and all, but I for one, am not interested in looking that far ahead. So, I mean, anyone that is, fucking good on you. Do your shit, but not I. Brooke says, I will definitely try to look into the Secret Wars comics. Could be a good start. Well, here's the thing. Let me check something real quick before I sound like a moron if I'm wrong about this. Okay, yes. Okay, yep, I almost fucked that up. Okay, so, yeah, the first Secret Wars was written by Jim Shooter, and the most recent one, obviously, by Hickman. But I have heard wonderful things about both, so. Okay, next question is from Cam. Hey, Alex, hope you're doing well. What's the likelihood of Marvel greenlighting more seasons of shows like Moon Knight, Ms. Marvel, She-Hulk, Hawkeye, and Echo for production before the multiverse saga ends. Well, we already know they're talking about Hawkeye show, season 2, where he and Ms. Bishop have to deal with his psycho brother Barney. Barney Barton. Oh, that's funny. The villain has the alliterated name instead of the hero. Alex responds, "It might be a while before any of these shows get a second season, since some of them are scheduled to pop up in other projects before getting a second season. It's also too early to tell which shows will go into production before the saga ends." Well, based on what's out there, I'm guessing the Hawkeye show has the best shot of going into production before the saga ends. Just based on what's out there right now. Jared says the old Secret Wars is a lot more straightforward and easy to read. New one has a ton going on and needs a... What the hell? And needs... Oh, a lot of stuff to read before. Okay. Clicky. So, but that's the only one that I'm aware of that actually has news about it is Hawkeye. So... All right, next question is from Elise Scholzensuch. Okay. Hi, Alex. Welcome back. Have you heard any names in the mix / frontrunners for Avengers 5 director? Any size or any idea what size role Loki and Sylvie may have in Avengers 5 / Secret Wars? Alex says, "Hi. Recent reporting indicates Sean Levy is in the mix for the potential directors for Avengers 5. But directors have never been my forte, so I can't give you a list of answers for that." All right, real quick, Sean Levy. Sean Levy was offered Avengers 5 a few months ago, but due to scheduling conflicts, he had to turn it down. Now the shooting for Avengers 5 has been delayed, which apparently has lined up with an open spot in his schedule, so they have sent him another script and offered it to him again. As of right now, there is no word on a response from him. But he is still their number one choice. So we shall see if he accepts this offer. Excuse me. Moving on. Loki and Sylvie are certainly going to play a role in the upcoming Avengers films. That's an idea that's definitely going to come to fruition. As for how big their roles might be... Come on, mouse. You motherfucking cunt. Did you just die? All right. There we go. I'm going to be doing my mousing from my left now. Oh, there we go. All right. As for how big their roles might be, it wouldn't be wise for me to say how big their roles are, since these things always vary in pre-production, production, and then post-production. Okay. Jaren says, "I'm down for Levy, to be honest." I mean... Yeah, so am I. I mean, it looks like Deadpool and Wolverine is going to fucking rock, so... And if he can bring that energy to Avengers 5, I am also here for it. Folkito100 says, "Alex, with the rumors of Marvel finally recasting Kang or Kangs, could we see a combination of World War Hulk and Avengers Forever elements, using both grounded and multiversal elements in Avengers 5? What do you expect to be on the slate projects-wise for the rest of Phases 5 and 6, and maybe possible Phase 7 to finish up the saga? And Secret Wars split into 2 movies." Well, he's already addressed that one, but here we go. Alex says, "Hi. For your first question, my personal opinion, combining both of these stories together would be a very bad idea. A movie that's coming out later will be doing something similar to what you're suggesting, and it sounds like a terrible mess already." Really? I have absolutely no clue what the hell that is, but just the fact that there's a movie coming out later that is doing something similar to combining World War Hulk and Avengers Forever, and I got to research that to see exactly what that means. But at least in Mr. Perez's opinion, that movie sounds like a mess. All right, my expectations, this is still Alex, my expectations for the slate are definitely Wonder Man, no point, Spider-Man 4, Shang-Chi 2, Vision, Blade, and Young Avengers / Champ. God damn it. We don't need the fucking Young Avengers. We don't. Okay. Next question. Next section, Blade and Brother Voodoo. Dinjarin says, Sup, Alex? Thoughts on what's up with Blade, if there's anything at all? Do you think someone like Jericho Drum will show up in the future? Alex said, be patient with Blade and let them cook. I have faith in Mahershala Ali and his vision for the movie. I think it's possible for Brother Voodoo to show up. His brother exists after all. Well, that was a whole lot of nothing. Okay. A new section. Captain America Brave New World and World War Hulk. Luke B. 4577 says, hey, Alex. Hope time doing well. Okay. Any idea who Giancarlo Esposito may be playing in the MCU? Alex says, nope. Okay. Next question from Ray D. After the comment of Bob Iger and Marvel slowing things down, are we still confident that a follow-up to Cap 4's Hulk's story is still planned? Alex says there are a lot of side stories currently running at the same time in the MCU. And we know that the end game for the multiverse saga is going to be Secret Wars. There is no doubt about it. However, there is a story that has been built up by multiple projects in the MCU, which I call the World War storyline. This storyline has been set up by projects in Spider-Man Far From Home, WandaVision, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Black Widow, Eternals, Spider-Man No Way Home, Ms. Marvel, and She-Hulk Attorney at Law. Black Panther Wakanda Forever, and Secret Invasion. Holy shit. Oh good, more explanation. This storyline, which has been cooking from the sidelines, essentially has the countries of the world in fear of the unprecedented number of heroes that have started to pop up in recent years, and the number of incidents that have occurred recently in the MCU since the events of Endgame. And, with no Avengers currently active, the nations of the world are in a race with each other to try and develop their own superhuman soldiers, or teams, to defend themselves from all enemies, foreign and domestic. It's why France was suspiciously trying to obtain vibranium from Wakanda in a covert operation at the beginning of Wakanda Forever. The same reason applies to the United States trying to obtain vibranium without Wakanda's knowledge in the middle of the ocean before being intervened by Namor and the Talokans. It's also why the United States has the Department of Damage Control handle any superhuman incidents, such as in Spider-Man No Way Home, Ms. Marvel, and She-Hulk Attorney at Law. This storyline is about to reach its peak point in the MCU in stories like Captain America Brave New World, where we'll see some countries trying to harvest materials to develop their own superhuman teams, while others are already so advanced that they're already experimenting and creating their own version of superhumans, such as the Leader. Well, that one was more of an accident based on the 2008 The Incredible Hulk starring Ed Norton. Red Hulk, and don't get me started on the ones we'll see in Thunderbolts. Wait, what? We're going to see some superhumans in the Thunderbolts aside from the Sentry? Is this what you're saying, Mr. Perez? And if that's the case, fucking get started on the ones we'll see in Thunderbolts, motherfucker. Or at least, some hints would be cool. Anyway, where am I getting at with this? Marvel Studios is setting up a World War Hulk project, albeit not in the way that people would expect. The idea is for Bruce Banner, who teased the dangers of Hulk's blood back in She-Hulk Attorney at Law, to finally see his worst nightmare come to life. The United States government and the governments of the world creating their own Hulks. This might be the breaking point for Banner and could potentially see the return of the Savage Hulk people have been wanting to see for so long being since fucking the beginning of Infinity War. 6 years ago. Outside of one cameo appearance in X-Men 97, so it was animated, so it doesn't fucking count, we have not seen Savage Hulk since the beginning of Infinity War. Do you guys realize that? It has been 6 years since we have seen Savage Hulk. 6 fucking years. They better bring him back too fucking sweet. All right. Yeah, people have been wanting to see for so long, yes, 6 years, as he goes toe-to-toe with President Ross as the Red Hulk, which I'm being told will happen sooner rather than later. Now, I wonder how sooner is, because my time popped out and quote tweeted a quote of this and said, not in Brave New World. So, if she's right, I don't know what the fuck is sooner rather than later that actually makes sense. So either it's going to be later or my time is wrong. Now, as far as I know, what the fuck happened to my... Oh, I'm holding it already. As far as I know, I haven't done the full research on this, admittedly. As far as I know, Alex's track record is better than my time's, as far as I know. So, but that isn't always the case. Lotus, what's going on, brother? Brooke says, Savage Hulk versus Red Hulk fight would be epic, and yeah, I want to see Savage Hulk again. You and literally everybody fucking else. Like, for real. Everyone wants Savage Hulk back. So, what the fuck? Yeah, we'll see about the sooner rather than later part. That is evidently in dispute in the leaking/scooping community. Captain Marvel and King Valkyrie. Disappointingly lethargic says, hey, Alex, do you know what Marvel plans for Captain Marvel now that the Marvels severely underperformed? And do those plans involve Valkyrie? Well, I hope they do, because Valkyrie looked good. Alex says, Carol Danvers' role in the multiverse saga moving forward has not been diminished, nor will it be toned down due to the Marvels underperforming. A little skeptical about that. People, like studios, when they're thinking, tend to move away from characters that don't appear to be popular. In order to see how not to do that, look at Lucasfilm. What up, Prez? Taco Hulk versus Savage Hulk? Taco Hulk? What the fuck are you even talking about, Lotus? But yeah, yeah, we'll see about this one. I'm not sure. Carol's role in the saga is going to be very personal, as she is currently dedicating all of her time to investigating the nature of the quantum bangles, where they actually came from, and using their power to find a way to bring back Monica Rambeau into the MCU following the events of the Marvels. Well, I'm pretty sure we're not going to see Monica Rambeau until they drop some kind of X-Men movie. As for King Valkyrie, I haven't heard much about what role she will have to play in the multiverse saga as of yet, but there is something I heard through the grapevine about Thor 5 and her connections to Valhalla, so I'd suspect her story to continue there. Cool. Daredevil Born Again fights Muse in the Kingpin. Press says, I'm going through a lot, guys. Not gonna lie. Wish me luck. Well, good luck, brother. We are all always here for you, bruh. You can hit me up on Discord, DMs, Twitter DMs, whatever. Lou says, man, I love y'all. Love you too, bro. I appreciate all of you who are here. Ooh, viewer count's going back up. Hell yeah. That's what I'm fucking talking about, bro. Thank you, guys. Welcome in, those of you who just popped in the last couple minutes. We're going over Alex Perez's Discord chat. Alex Perez of the Cosmic Circus. All right. And now, okay. Vacanus. Vacanus. Okay, I'm going with Vacanus because Vac-anus. Okay, never mind. We're not going there. Hi, Alex. Thanks again for doing these. I've got 2 Daredevil Born Again questions. If you have any information, do you have any teases for Muse and what type of villain he will be, similar to the post you made for Cassandra Nova? Have you heard whether Daredevil Born Again will feature a one-take hallway sequence similar to the ones in the OG show? Alex says, what I've heard about Muse is that his character will fan the flames of chaos in the show. Well, especially if they stay true to his character from the comics, which is a dude who creates art with the insides of the people he kills. So, yeah. He'll be very sinister and deranged and will actually be an antagonist to not only Daredevil, but also Kingpin, which will be an interesting dynamic to see play out. Actually, he's not wrong about that. That could be cool. Yeah, do that, man. Hit me up. All right. As for whether Born Again will feature a one-take hallway sequence similar to the ones in the OG show, I have heard many wonderful things about how the stunt and fight coordination teams worked on this show and the way it was done. If I had to explain how this show overall was approached, I would compare it to the way Marvel Animation approached X-Men 97. Well, that's good. They respect the original material, built up on it, and elevated it to a new standard which I'm sure fans will love. Excuse me. Well, shit. I mean, if that's accurate, then we are in for a fucking treat of a hallway scene, y'all. Woo, baby. I cannot wait for that shit. Cam says, how long do you expect Wilson Fisk's reign as New York City's mayor to last in the MCU? Will it end in Spider-Man 4 or Daredevil Born Again Season 2, depending on what releases first? Or will it extend beyond those projects and have a longer and larger impact on the MCU than we currently expect? Alex says, I expect Fisk's run as mayor to last a while, since it is a storyline that will continue beyond Daredevil Born Again. I'm pretty sure Born Again comes out before Spider-Man 4. So, yeah, Fisk is... I mean, we know he's going to be in Spider-Man 4 already. So, nothing really earth-shattering in that one. Joshua, have you heard if Daredevil Born Again will bring back John Paisano as composer? I have not heard anything about the composer for the show. All right. Doctor Strange and Clea. Rebel! Is the plan for Doctor Strange still to happen before Secret Wars, and can you share any details / tidbits about plans for that movie? Alex responds, what I've heard about Stephen Strange's story leading into Secret Wars requires a minimum of a third Doctor Strange movie for it to be explored properly, or at the very least 3 Avengers films. Anything less, and I'm afraid that both Stephen and Clea's characters might fall short of fans' expectations. Wow, that was a non-answer, the likes of which that like professional politicians be doing. Lotus, you're just relaxing. I'm just chilling, motherfucker. Fantastic forecast. Mothman 9583. Hey, Alex, I hope you're doing well. Thanks for taking the time to answer some questions for us. Do you know who any of the actors in F4 are portraying that haven't been revealed? From Azure Dreamer. Hello there, Alex. Hope you are in good spirits. Who do you think John Malkovich and Paul Walter Hauser are playing in the Fantastic Four? Are they allies or antagonistic to the First Family? Alex says, I cannot comment on those castings at this time. Well, as for Malkovich and Paul Walter Hauser, this is all speculation, but the current speculation is that Paul Walter Hauser will be playing Mole Man, and John Malkovich will be playing the Thing's girlfriend's stepdad. I cannot remember the name of his fucking character right now, but he's a villain and a scientist type. So, I mean, if someone in chat wants to come up with that name, that'd be cool. That'd be super cool. But yeah, other than that, wow, that was illuminating. Can't comment. Ghost Rider. Vin, how do you expect them to handle Ghost Rider? Alex, I'd expect them to make Ghost Rider an anti-hero who is loyal to Mephisto, but also looking for a way out. So in other words, they're going to make Ghost Rider Ghost Rider. Okay. Hawkeye Season 2. Rebel says, can you confirm that Hawkeye Season 2 is happening? If so, can you share any details / tidbits about the season? Alex says, I have no information on that, given that I expect Kate Bishop to be teamed up with Kamala and Cassie, as well as appear in Avengers 5 before we even get a Hawkeye Season 2. Interesting. We'll have to see how that plays out. I mean, now that I think about it, and the story about Hawkeye Season 2 never really said anything about when they were going to do it, just what it might be. I feel like we should get that before Avengers 5, though, but maybe not. Because Avengers 5 is, what, 26? Although I'll bet you it ends up in 27. And I'll bet you Secret Wars Part 1 ends up in 28. But we'll see. Hulk/Bruce Banner questions. Cool. Bravefire says, hi, Alex. When, how, and why, if you can tell us, Smart Hulk will become Savage Hulk again? Related to Scar, Betty Ross, his wife Kira. Was Avengers 5 transformed into World War Hulk, or the opposite? It doesn't matter. Or will World War Hulk be a separate film? Will its future be promising? Damn, Bravefire got a lot of fucking questions in there, didn't that person? Alex says, read what I had to say above under Captain America Brave New World. Me too, dude. Shadowbeard says, hey, Alex, what will be the next appearance of Hulk Bruce Banner? Who will direct the World War Hulk film? Do you have more information on the project? Alex says, I have no other info on either of those things at this time. All right. Prez says, give me a good Armor Wars movie, please. I'd be here for that for sure. All right, that is the end of part 1, which is what Josh had access to on his stream yesterday. But today, yes, I'm looking at my own shit right now. I'm checking something. Cool. Today they dropped part 2, baby. So now we got all new shit to talk about. Y'all ready? Are y'all ready to see what's in store for us in part 2? Okay. Here we go. Part 2 of the Alex Perez from the Cosmic Circus Discord Q&A. Section 1. King's future in the Marvel Studios Multiverse Saga. Joe Marvel asks, what's the word on Avengers 5? Are they going to keep Kang or change him with another big bad? Excuse me. Alex says, I have heard they want to focus on other multiversal villains before dealing with Kang again. Is he saying there's going to be no Kang in Avengers 5? Is that what he's saying? No Kang in Avengers 5. Now, while I have no problem with them going away from Kang because the way they set him up, he's a bitch. But if you're going to deal with him, it really should be in Avengers 5. Because he needs to be toasted by Doom before Secret Wars so Doom can take over as the main villain of Secret Wars, because that's who should be the fucking main villain of Secret Wars, since he's the main villain of Secret Wars, both fucking iterations of it. So, that's interesting. High Five 326. Is there going to be multiple actors playing the... Is there? Jesus fuck, people. Are there? My pedanticism is triggered by these people. Are there going to be multiple actors playing the new Kang / his variants? Alex says it's possible, but I've heard nothing of the sort. Symbioid. Is Kang still going to be the main villain of the overall multiverse saga, Avengers 5 or Secret Wars? Or did Marvel shift plans to a different villain, such as Doctor Doom? Alex says, I really don't think Doom will be the main villain in this saga, given the little time we have to build him up. It would be a disservice to us, to the character, and quite frankly, a waste. Doom deserves better than one movie to set him up in a post-credit scene and then big bad for 2 movies and then be done with him. Plus, I've heard they're treating Doom similar to how they've handled Loki in the Infinity Saga. Sweet Jesus. Holy shit. I'm going to lose my motherfucking mind. You don't need this. You don't need a shit ton of time to build Doom up. You don't. Holy fuck. We saw Thanos, what? 3 times for like a grand total of 5 minutes? If that. I can't remember how long we see him in Guardians of the Galaxy, so if it ends up being longer than 5 minutes, fuck you, I guessed. Anyway, but it wasn't very long. And then poof, he's in Infinity Wars, and he's the big bad. And the opening scene set him up as the massively intimidating entity that he's supposed to be. If they can do that with Thanos, they can be done with Doom. Like, seriously, the best way to do it, and this has been talked about before, not just by me, but by other people. Best way to do it is do whatever it is you're going to do in Avengers 5. With a Kang or Kangs. Preferably all the Kangs. And then towards the end of the movie, right when the Kangs think they have their shit good, in comes Doom, steals their power, and annihilates all of them. Just in time for the multiverse to collapse and for him to create Battle World, just like he fucking did in the comic. Like, we're supposed to get him in a post-credit of Fantastic Four. If they're truly adapting Time Runs Out for Doctor Strange 3, then I recall that from other people, I haven't actually read any of this shit, but I really, really fucking need to. Leave me alone. Doom had his own team running around destroying universes during the collapse of the multiverse. So he can be brought into Doctor Strange 3 or whatever project they adapt Time Runs Out in. You can get some Doom in there, and it doesn't even have to be just a little bit. It could be a decent amount of Doom. And then again in Avengers 5 when he wipes out all the Kangs and takes all the power and creates Battle World and becomes God Emperor Doom. Fucks up all the people that are already in Battle World, including Cassandra Nova. Hopefully they bring in a Thanos for him to give the Predator treatment to, because I want to see that on screen and not just in a comic panel. But yeah, I am so tired of people saying he needs a lot of time to be set up and be in disservice to him and the character in the MCU. You're fucking wrong, Alex. And anyone who thinks like that, you're all fucking wrong. Moving on. Marvel Animated in the Spider-Verse. Wade asks, are there any plans for other 90s Marvel Animated shows to get the X-Men 97 treatment other than Spider-Man? Any idea when we will get an official Beyond the Spider-Verse update from Sony? like a release date. You ready, Justin? Alex's answer. There are always ideas cooking at Marvel Studios and Marvel Animation, but it all depends on whether or not Marvel approves the idea. Right now, all I expect them to do is explore the 90s timeline via the X-Men show so as not to oversaturate audiences and leave them wanting more. Well, like Marvel people have literally said, what was it, Winterbomb? Who said that, they're always talking about other 90s shit, but it's pretty much going to be the X-Men. Pretty sure Winterbomb's already said that. As for the Beyond the Spider-Verse question, when it's ready. Wow. Brooke says, have Doom come out when we least expect it in some unpredictable way. I would be down for it. Oh, fuck yeah. Well, that's how Doom operates, though, bro. Like, that's literally how he operates. He sets shit up. He's kind of like Marvel Palpatine, honestly. He sets all this shit up behind the scenes, and then only when things are set exactly how he wants them does he reveal himself and then really fuck shit up. That's just how he does his stuff. Griff says, either way, they'll make it like he was running around the MCU the whole time. Well, they better, but they better do it well. I mean, yes, they're comic book movies, but even comic book movie credulity can only be stretched so far. At least for me. Justified said, fuck Sony! Yes, that too. You will get no argument from me, sir. All right. Titan with the next question says, when should we expect What If Season 3? Are there plans for What If seasons beyond Season 3 at the moment? Alex says, I believe we'll get What If Season 3 very soon. And I believe there may be one more season planned, but I'm not 100% sure yet. Which says, yeah, they better do Doom justice. I still remember how hyped I was for Kang last year. Yeah. Yeah. And really, that's on Feige. He's the one that told him to change the fucking ending of Ant-Man. The original ending where, like, the Conqueror fucked the Ant family up is the one they should have stuck with. Like, really. Because that's how it should have fucking gone. Anyway. Midnight Suns / I don't know what. Okay. Anyway, Costa asks, how many members and who exactly do you expect to be a member of the Midnight Suns team? Alex says, I've heard Wong, Moon Knight, Ghost Rider, Blade, Werewolf by Night, and Man-Thing as the most repeated names by sources as part of the team roster. I have not watched Werewolf by Night yet. I've heard it's good. I just haven't gotten around to watching it yet. And obviously I need to if Werewolf by Night and Man-Thing, who are both in that, obviously Werewolf by Night, but Man-Thing also is, are going to be on the Midnight Suns. Other names I've heard from most to least likely include Black Knight, Scarlet Scarab. Oh yeah, the basically Moon Knight's girlfriend. Elsa Bloodstone, also from Werewolf by Night, Doctor Strange, and even Agatha Harkness. Why would Doctor Strange be less likely than Black Knight, Scarlet Scarab? Well, I suppose because he's going to need to be doing bigger shit. Okay, Scarlet Scarab, I suppose. All right. But if I had to guess how many members I'd expect for this team lineup, I'd say between 6 to 9 members. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, there are 6 of your most repeated names. So, Zekshek. Thanks for doing this, Alex. Who would you like to see direct Midnight Suns? Since it's been rumored for a bit now, and there's been some names to throw out there. Alex says, my personal picks would feature a director who has an understanding of both action and fear. My picks would be Fede Alvarez, who has done Alien Romulus, and if anyone has seen the trailer for that, you'll know Fede Alvarez is dope, because Alien Romulus looks fucking sick. So I'm down for Fede Alvarez directing actually anything he fucking wants in Marvel. But yeah, definitely something along the in the supernatural MCU is Definitely right up his alley. Dan Trachtenberg, James Wan, and Sam Raimi. Okay. Now I know for some out there, Sam Raimi is an acquired taste. I do understand that. Griff says, oh, Fede Alvarez. Yeah, I know, right? So I understand Sam Raimi is not for everybody. However, James Wan, meh, yeah, I agree. But when it comes to Sam Raimi, I know a lot of people didn't like the or not a lot, but some people didn't like the sensibilities he used in some of the scenes and the way he shot some of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. For me, I love me some Sam Raimi. I love Bruce Campbell. You're all fucking wrong. Multiverse of Madness is awesome. Sam Raimi is awesome. And let us not forget, Sam Raimi directed the Tobey Spider-Man trilogy. So, Griff says, Sam Raimi is sometimes Pepsi, sometimes Tab. Ooh, you just aged yourself with that Tab reference, bro. Now I know you're with me. Tab was actually pretty good, as I recall. Honestly. But yeah, so I know Sam Raimi, yeah, but I love Sam Raimi, so I would totally watch a Sam. And really, if they hire Sam Raimi to direct a an MCU supernatural movie, that would more people would probably accept that than accepted Multiverse of Madness, even though they're all still fucking wrong. Also heard Jordan Peele was having conversations with Marvel Studios, which is interesting, so he might be a good pick. All right. Jordan Peele talking with Marvel. Now, Jeff Snyder laid all of this out on the Hawk Mic a couple days ago. So here's the deal. Snyder knew 3 months ago that Jordan Peele met with Marvel. Like, he's been sitting on it. And the only reason he brought it up in his newsletter, which caused everyone to freak out on Twitter, is because he was using it as a comparison to something else. I'm paraphrasing from what I remember from watching the show. So, and he didn't think it was news because, people, creatives talk to studios all the fucking time, right? But it turns out a lot of other people were like, what? Jordan Peele's talking to Marvel? What's he talking to him about? So Jeff revealed on the Hot Mic Thursday night, after getting viewers to put in money, which I can't say as I blame them. I mean, you're on YouTube. That you make your money from people putting in super chats and being members and all that shit. So, and a lot of people got really stupid about them wanting money before he revealed that part. But it turns out that 3 months ago, Jordan Peele took a meeting at Marvel Studios, and it wasn't about a supernatural X-Men movie. Even though you'd think, and my first thought when I saw the fact that he met with Marvel, no mention of when, by the way, when this headline first came out, just Jordan Peele met with Marvel. My first thought, along with probably a fuck ton of other people, was Midnight Suns. Yes, let's go. However, according to Snyder, it turns out that meeting was about the X-Men movie. And that talks got absolutely nowhere, which is why Snyder never brought it up. But as soon as someone saw that in his newsletter, they were like, oh, holy shit! Jordan Peele talked with Marvel? And, it became a big old thing. But turns out, turns out Jeff was right. It wasn't fucking news. It was one meeting about the X-Men movie, and nothing came of it. So there's that. Marvel reboots. Who cares about fucking Cloak and Dagger? Who cares about Runaways? All right, Scarlet Witch and Agatha Harkness in this section. Okay. Playin says, how would you expect the character of Agatha to be handled moving forward? As we're craving for Wanda content, yes, we fucking are, I find it hard to expect a long-term role for her without such content. Alex responds, given her role, Agatha might hopefully surprise people in this show. I wouldn't take odds on that. Having Agatha be the conduit that allows us to explore a more unknown side of the MCU with witches and another form of magic is something I think fans can be excited to see in the upcoming show and other projects moving forward. We just want Wanda. That's all we want. We don't want Agatha. We don't want any of Agatha's friends. We just want Wanda. I know, Alex, you're a very nice guy. You're a very open guy. You're a very open-minded guy. And I know you want all the Marvel stuff to succeed. But we don't fucking need this Agatha show. We don't need Agatha to get us Wanda back. We just don't fucking need her. Sorry. We don't fucking need her. We don't. Anyway, Griff says, I don't know if Jordan Peele would be a good feel for Marvel. I personally love his work, but I don't think he'd be willing to give the reins over to Feige if need be. I mean, that's entirely possible. I don't know how possessive he is of his stuff. But it would not surprise me. Bird Sister, what is the current development stage, if any, for a solo Scarlet Witch movie? Alex says it's still very early in the conceptual stage since they're trying to figure out the story. Well, god damn it, fucking get on it, Marvel. I want Lizzie. Now. Okay. Ray D, which one will happen sooner? Thor 5, Young Avengers, or a Scarlet Witch solo movie? Alex says, out of the bunch, Young Avengers. We don't fucking need Young Avengers. Holy shit, waste of time. Almost nobody gives a fuck. Almost nobody. Can't truly say nobody gives a fuck. I've seen people on Twitter who are like, yay, Young Avengers movie. But that is a very, very small portion of the Marvel fandom. Definitely not enough of a portion to justify a fucking Young Avengers movie. It's a waste of time and resources that could be put to much better use on, say, Armor Wars, World War Hulk, you know, anything of true significance. Young Avengers is not going to be of true significance. Like, I don't want the Young Avengers as a large part of my Grounded Avengers team, my Grounded Avengers 616 team in Avengers 5. I want... Okay, well, the overall team kind of sucks anyway, but I don't want the Young Avengers. It's no point. There's no point. You don't, well... Bring in the Young Avengers to Avengers 5. I don't care about that. They don't need a goddamn solo movie. Like, you could literally make gathering them together part of the story by, like, having the investigation of whatever's going on somehow lead and involve the various Young Avengers. Like the trail will either lead to. Actually, the trail will lead to the Young Avengers over time, as maybe even some of the Young Avengers have picked up on what's going on and checking shit out for themselves. I don't know, but they don't need their own fucking solo movie. They can be introduced in Avengers 5 and it'll be just fucking fine. Thor 5 or Scarlet Witch solo movie are much more relevant, much more important, and will be so much more popular than a Young Avengers movie. Red Gyarados 2010 asks, Gyarados? Whatever. Are Wanda and Magneto still going to appear in Deadpool and Wolverine, as you've hinted in the past? With some of the rumors of stuff getting cut, I'm not certain. Alex says, this will be the only clarification I will make about this. No, they are not in the movie as far as I know. What I knew very early on were ideas that were being heavily discussed and concepts that they were interested in exploring. Unfortunately, most of these concepts don't pan out, and you'll have to wait for the movie to see what I'm referring to. Well, shit. Shang-Chi 2. Luke B4577. Is there a chance we get a version of Iron Fist in Shang-Chi 2? Alex says, anything is possible, I suppose, but from the very few ideas I've heard about Shang-Chi 2, Iron Fist was not involved in them. Now, hey, David. Well, thanks for hanging out, man. Appreciate you. Get some rest. Hopefully see you next Wednesday. Have a good rest of your, what little bit is rest of your night and the rest of your day tomorrow, man. Glad to see you again. Appreciate you. Yes, Iron Fist and Shang-Chi 2. So Alex is saying from the very few ideas he's heard about, Iron Fist wasn't involved in them. Now, there are a couple of smaller scoopers that I follow on the TwitX that are saying that actually Iron Fist will be in Shang-Chi 2, and we will be visiting Kunlun, which is where Iron Fist trained, as opposed to Tao Lao, which we saw in the Shang-Chi 1. So, Alex is saying he hasn't heard about it. And we got a smaller scooper saying, oh no, it's fucking happening. So, we'll see. If they do bring Iron Fist in, I do not want it to be the jackass from the Netflix show. I did not like him. That show was meh. I mean, I enjoyed watching it, but, looking back on it, meh. Definitely the weakest of the Netflix Marvel shows. Like, easily. So, if they bring in Danny Rand, then they need to recast. Or they can bring in, shit. Anyway, the girl from the Netflix series, she ended up with Iron Fist powers by the time it was all said and done anyway. So if they want to bring her in, that'd be sick. Or recast for the homie, Danny Rand. But yeah, they definitely, if they bring in Iron Fist, they definitely need to improve upon that character a lot. Griff says Iron Fist was cheeks. I mean, yeah, basically. There were some cool parts in it that I appreciated, but yeah, overall, not good. Spider-Man 4. Joe Marvel asks, when can we expect an official announcement regarding Holland's Spider-Man 4? Alex says, this year. That's a given. If the movie's coming out next year, they're going to have to announce it this year. I'm sure they probably were looking for a little bit more specificity in that when, Mr. Perez. Excuse me. Superior Spidey 98. Do the multiversal elements in Spider-Man 4 go beyond the symbiote? Will we see full-on multiversal characters? Any truth to the Black Cat rumors for Spider-Man 4? Alex says no to the first question. So they don't go beyond the symbiote? And we won't see full-on multiversal characters in Spider-Man 4? Huh. That does not sound much like what Sony was looking for at all for Spider-Man 4. Like, I know it's kind of like Avengers 5. It's going to be mostly grounded because they do have to, if not completely wrap up, at least come close to wrapping up the Devil's Reign arc. They technically started at the end of Echo. So if being multiversal with the symbiote is all Sony wanted and is cool with, interesting. I would have expected more. I would have expected a lot more based on how Sony was all like, we want multiversal! Well, okay, cool. To the second one, I don't really expect Black Cat for this upcoming film, but I have heard of the potential for the next few films in the trilogy. Well, we all know who they need to cast for Black Cat, don't we? I'll let someone put it in the chat, but you know. You know. Arno20 says, how much would you say does Daredevil Born Again's potential aftermaths regarding Kingpin affect the lives of vigilantes like Spider-Man? Which foe could our friendly neighborhood web slinger find a bit of a challenge moving forward? Okay, anyway. Alex says, on the first question, it will affect them very heavily. Spider-Man most of all. On the second question, in this next movie, Peter Parker's past. What? His past is his foe? But villain-wise, I know they're looking to introduce more villains who haven't been done in movies before, reutilizing the old ones. They're looking to introduce more villains who haven't been done in the movies before, reutilizing the old ones. Am I misreading that, or is that not contradictory as fuck? Or is he saying they're going to reutilize the old ones to introduce more who have yet to be done? The homie's got to be very careful about how he types. That's weird. There is one interesting thing I did want to clarify from an older tweet about Doc Ock and Green Goblin. Said tweet they will be, if not the final villains Holland Spider-Man faces when his time as Spider-Man comes to an end. I do remember that being talked about. I know many people are curious as to how exactly they will do Doc Ock and Green Goblin again when the time comes. I'd just like to let everyone know the whole world was watching the final fight during No Way Home, and it may or may not have inspired a couple of people in the MCU. So does that mean we're getting Molina and Dafoe again? God damn, is this really this boring? Viewers are dropping like flies. Am I boring right now, guys? Is this boring? Am I not being entertaining enough? I'm trying to read upbeat and everything. Like, what the hell? All right. So, the whole world was watching the final fight during No Way Home, and it may or may not have inspired a couple of people in the MCU. Well, the final fight was Holland versus Dafoe's Green Goblin. That was the final fight. So, are we getting Molina and Dafoe back? I mean, I'm here for that shit. If they're down, I'm fucking down. Griff says, sounds like we might get Hobgoblin, possibly a copycat Doc Ock. I mean, that's definitely a possibility too. Definitely a possibility as well. But if it's Molina and Dafoe again, I'm definitely down for that shit. Like, every time I think about somebody else besides Willem Dafoe playing Green Goblin, my mind draws a blank. Like, I can't picture it because he's so goddamn good. I mean, think about this. He's so goddamn good at playing the Green Goblin, he didn't even need a fucking mask in No Way Home. He just got his perfect crazy look on his face and looked goblinish enough all on his own. Like, straight up. So, yeah, me personally, I'm having a very hard time trying to picture anyone else as the Green Goblin anyway. So, yeah, have fun when the time does come to recast that motherfucker. That's all I got to say. Oh, Thunderbolts questions. Yay. Azure Dreamer, since Thunderbolts is introducing Sentry to the MCU, along with the inclusion of adamantium as a substance crucial to the plot, do you know if there will be any hints or references to the Weapons Plus program, which Sentry is a part of as well in the comics? Excuse me. Those would be some big shoes to fill for the next actor portraying Green Goblin, Griff says. Oh, fuck yeah. Like, I can't, honestly, like, seriously, who's out there that is the caliber of Willem Dafoe? Just like overall. Forget his ability to play Green Goblin, just overall. Willem Dafoe is a motherfucking badass, bro. Like, outside of the Goblin, actually, I think even more than the Goblin, my favorite role is, fuck, I can't remember his name, but the FBI agent in Boondock Saints. Ah, he's so awesome in that role. Holy fuck. But yeah, matching up Dafoe is going to be, I mean, could there have been a more perfect cast? Like, for reals. Yeah, they're going to have fun with that. Ooh. I know he looks really a lot like the Joker, but the homie Cameron Moynihan, who was the Joker in Gotham and also what's his butt in Fallen Order and Survivor, Cal Kestis, he could actually be a good Goblin as well. But yeah, it's going to be Griff says, I can't think of his name, but the main actor from Mr. Robot could probably pull it off or give us a pretty good take on the character. I have no idea who the fuck that is or what he looks like. Before we get into Thunderbolt shit, let's check this shit out. Let's give me a second here. So you don't need to watch me pull a bunch of shit up. Mr. Robot. Shameless as well. Are we talking about the dude right under here? I don't want the video to start. Are we talking about that guy? Isn't that the guy that played Freddie Mercury? When he was much younger, he was a guest star on the show 24. Was he in Shameless? Or are we talking about somebody else here? Cast. Rami Malek, that's the homie. Christian Slater. Well... Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Filmography film. I want TV. Mr. Robot. Okay, well, it's not him that was in Shameless. They don't have him in Shameless. Anybody see Shameless on this motherfucker for TV? Gilmore Girls, Over There, Medium, The War at Home, 24. Okay, that's the one I was talking about for 3 episodes. Pacific, Alcatraz, Legend of Korra, Believe, Mr. Robot, BoJack Horseman, and Saturday Night Live as himself, obviously. They are not listing Shameless for him, but yeah. Yeah, I like that guy. He's cool. Look at that face. Yeah? Yeah. I can see that. I can definitely see that. Honestly, yeah, he could be a good Goblin. The other homie I was talking about, Which the other homie? Come on, Lou. We're late in the stream. I had all that Mike's Hard Hurricane Punch, which, by the way, is delicious. Got my, Happy Time Puffer. But yeah, I like this guy. Yeah, he could be a good goblin. Lou, as soon as you figure out who he's got range, yes, he does. Hell, in his 3 episodes in 24, I was like, damn, this kid good. The bro in Gotham. Oh, Moynihan. Yeah, either one of them would be cool. Oh, I didn't even need to do that. Where are we at here? Okay, yeah, back to Thunderbolts. But yeah, either of those two could potentially do it, I think. But still, I mean, it's fucking Defoe, though. I mean, what can you say? All right. Thunderbolts, hoo-ha, dilly-dillies. Get through this article. Get the fuck out of here. All right, one more. Since Thunderbolts is introducing Sentry to the MCU along with the inclusion of adamantium as a substance crucial to the plot, do you know if there will be any hints or references to the Weapons Plus program, which Sentry is a part of as well in the comics? Alex says, I can't comment on that because it is a little bit beyond the scope of where the World War race storyline ends, but I expect it to be introduced after that. Really? They're going to wait to introduce Weapons Plus even though you're going to have adamantium. And since technically Captain America is the beginning of the Weapon Plus program. And that's when they fucked up with Isaiah Bradley trying to continue that. And that's how the Russians got, I believe, Omega Red. And yeah. I don't see how that's beyond the scope. All right. Liam, Kate Bishop fan. Will any of the Thunderbolts appear in Avengers 5? No comment. So, yes. Right? Yeah, Cameron Moynihan, Lou, I think is his name. Yeah, any of Thunderbolts appear in Avengers 5? No comment. That means yes. Probably more pew-pew. Zakshek, do you think there is a chance that we get more Yelena projects, preferably solo? I'd like to go solo with Yelena. I mean, after T-Bolts? Excuse me. Feels like with pew-pew star power, plus the mistakes by Ike in the past and not getting a Black Widow movie way sooner. Yeah, Perlmutter didn't even want a Black Widow in the Avengers at all. He didn't want any women in the Avengers at all. Ike Perlmutter is dumb. And sooner, it'd be a great opportunity to fix that and make a lower budget, standalone-ish spy/action movie. Alex says, I can say with certainty that Florence Pugh Pugh will appear in more Marvel projects in the future. Well, duh. As to whether or not they're standalone, we'll have to wait and see. Okay, X-Men, here we go. Will the new X-Men movie be pre or post Secret Wars? Alex says, too early to tell, but from what I understand, the MCU iteration of the X-Men will be introduced post Secret Wars. Well, yeah, and there's a reason for that, which will be explained in Deadpool and Wolverine. Well, yeah, that's not surprising. Do you have an idea of the first live-action MCU X-Men team composition? No. Now, here's the thing, though. High Five 326 asks about the new X-Men movie. And Alex jumps right to the MCU iteration of the X-Men. But are we not getting a movie about the X-Men in the universe that Rambooty's in? Is that not happening? So that's interesting. Joshua asks, beyond the X-Men reboot film, beyond the X-Men reboot film, have you heard anything about which mutants are the likeliest to get their own projects? Alex says, too early to tell. Playin says, I know the X-Men film has a writer now. Should we expect something MCU X-Men related before the end of this saga, or they're just starting early for the next saga? Was assuming the latter. Alex says, starting early for the MCU's take on the X-Men, but that doesn't mean the X-Men won't show up until after Secret Wars. But you literally just said they're probably not showing up until after Secret Wars. So are you talking about then the Rambooty X-Men, Mr. Perez? bro, the way you word some of your shit, I swear to criminy. Like, you've got room to actually put full thoughts in on Discord. Like, you can put, like, all kinds of full sentences. I know you got to sum shit up sometime. Well, not if you're paying. Even on the TwitX, you got some. Like, be better with your words, bro. Like, even if you're trying to be vague, be better about it. Because, like, just doing grammatically stupid shit does not qualify as being vague. It just qualifies as being stupid. Anyway. Young Avengers. God damn it. Mont, Young Avengers historian. Oh, sweet Jesus. Okay, so remember when I said that much of the fandom wants a Young Avengers movie? Here's one. It is now Pride Month, so when do you think we see Wiccan and Hulkling together? They are arguably Marvel's most iconic queer superhero couple, so I'm very excited. Also, do you know any creatives they're interested in for Young Avengers type stuff? Any chance they tap Alan Heinberg for that? Alex answers, in answer to the first question, still a long way to go. Billy isn't even the Wiccan yet. But be patient. I expect them to meet in the upcoming Young Avengers movie. As for the second question, no word on that yet. Cue the explosion from the usual crowd. Okay. Liam, Kate Bishop fan. Is the Children's Crusade project storyline still happening? Is there any updates on that you can share? Alex says, I can't comment on the YA project yet. That's Young Avengers. The homie asked about Children's Crusade. And Alex says, I can't comment on the Young Avengers. So obviously, the Children's Crusade is going to be at least somewhat adapted into the Young Avengers. Now, I haven't read Children's Crusade, but I've heard that's actually a pretty cool run. So, yeah, I still don't give a fuck about a Young Avengers movie, but that does make it at least, you know, slightly less stupid, I will say. Miscellaneous questions. Echo, have you heard anything about an upcoming Star Wars project? Alex says, I have heard some tidbits about ideas for Ahsoka Season 2, and I'm excited to see where that story continues next. Smash Brothers question, Doctor Who question. Oh, okay. Peacemaker, hello, Alexander. I see you came back. Hope you're doing rather well. They're not. Is Doctor Who considered to be having a crossover with Marvel properties anytime soon? Is Hyperion coming along with his squadron in MCU, or in What If at least? Alex says, for question 1, no, but it would be wicked, wouldn't it? I have no word on Hyperion or the Squadron Supreme showing up anytime soon. 616 Captain Marvel. Hello, Alex. Marvel Studios has plans for a solo movie of the Asian female protagonist in the MCU. Which one, bro? Does Marvel Studios still have plans for an all-female movie in the MCU? Alex, no word on either question. Randy, hey Alex, will we see any Inhumans make an appearance in any upcoming projects? Alex says no word on that. Oh, and that was the last of that. Well, Rob from Comics Explained will be happy to hear that there is no word on any Inhumans being talked about whatsoever. Because if you follow him at all on social media, you'll know, especially on the TwitX, you'll know he hates the fucking Inhumans. And any opportunity he can take to rip on Black Bolt, he takes. So, now, for me, in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Daisy was an Inhuman. So I would definitely love to see her come back as Quake to the MCU, because it's a cool character and she's hot. Griff says, yeah, we know how much he loves Black Bolt. Yeah. Yep. So that was it. All that was, I mean, that was a shit ton of stuff. Although some of it was like, nope, no comment. But that's still a lot of stuff. A little bit of it was rehashed stuff, like stuff we've been hearing. But there's a few little tidbits in there. Few little tidbits. What do you guys think? What do you think of the info we have received now? Like, how do you feel about a Young Avengers movie? Like, how do you feel about Agatha having to be the road to back to Wanda? You know, how do you feel? How do you feel? How you feel? The only thing I don't like about this new disposable cart, it's so fucking small and it's dark and my desk is black. So if this thing's in shadow, I can't fucking see it. But it's awesome because it's 2 grams and I think it's live resin. So, and I'm in the state of Michigan where recreational marijuana is legal. For the record, YouTube. Brooke says, Young Avengers feeling meh. I don't even feel that good about it. Like, it's not that I don't care about the Young Avengers, although I don't. It's the fact that because they're, like, essentially irrelevant to this fucking story. Like, they're other than, you know, showing up for the fight, they don't need to be addressed. Like, there are much more important or impactful or relevant projects that the time and resources that are being devoted to a Young Avengers movie could be used, or rather used, in said other project or projects. So for me, it's a complete waste. Complete waste. Griff says, by the time they do a Young Avengers movie, they'll all be in their 30s. Yeah, right? I mean, it kind of seems that way, don't it? Brooke says, I remember Josh talked about rumors about a Scarlet Witch movie. That would be cool. Oh, I did. That would be a big moneymaker right there. Like, who don't love the Scarlet Witch? Especially the way Lizzie's been portraying her. She's been awesome. Lizzie Olsen's been killing it as Wanda Maximoff. So I would definitely love a Scarlet Witch movie. Give me all the Scarlet Witch. Pause. Also, please. But yes, give me all the Scarlet Witch. You can put Wanda in any project you want, and I'll be like, cool. I know Justin agrees too. If he's lurking. If he can stop trying and failing to shoot people long enough to agree. Yeah, there's a few tidbits in there, though. Any further thoughts or comments regarding all this Marvel news? Or the Acolyte? Or anything else on your minds that you'd like to chat about? Because if not, we getting out this bitch. But if y'all want to chit-chat about something, I am here for that. And you. Actually, I'm going to go pee, though, while you guys think about that. Because I can't even wait to go through my usual ending. Woo. Brooke says, there's a ton of Marvel stuff. Just happy there's stuff to look forward to, honestly. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, let's face it. There's reason to be a little bit nervous about Cap 4. All the reshoots and stuff. I mean, Giancarlo Esposito improves anything he's in just because he's him. But he definitely wouldn't be enough to save the movie if it's like highly fucked regardless. So that one's kind of wait and see. Honestly, Thunderbolts is wait and see. I'm looking forward to Fantastic Four. I know there's a lot of people that are not sold on Pedro as Reed. I know. I am. Pedro Pascal can act his ass off. So, I have never had any qualms about it. I've never had a problem with it. I'm a Pascal fan. And I think he can fucking do this shit. Plus, we're supposed to get Franklin and Valeria. Ned! Welcome in. Good to see you, my guy. And, you know, obviously seeing an appropriate version of Galactus will be nice. God, fucking Cloud. Idiots. Fucking Fox. But yeah, so that'll be cool. Seeing a proper Galactus will be cool. I think Pedro's going to be a good Reed Richards. So that one I'm looking forward to. That one I'm excited about. There's no way in fuck we're getting Blade next year. So there's only going to be 3 movies. Thunderbolts, Cap 4, and Fantastic Four. There is no way in hell we are getting Blade next year. There's rumors, and it would not surprise me if they came true, that Fantastic Four gets bumped to the fall to where Blade was going to be. I'm scratching my back. Oh, that hurt my shoulder when it cracked, though. Damn it. All right. So, yeah, don't be surprised if that happens. I won't be. I'm not saying it's going to. Okay? This is not news. This is speculation. But based on where Blade's at being fucking rewritten again, yeah, I don't see this movie coming out at the end of next year. It is already fucking July. Or no, June. Meh, and meh. What the fuck are you mehing about there, Ned? Pedro rocks. The Last of Us is fire. That is true. Well, it's true that Pedro rocks. I haven't watched The Last of Us. I didn't play the game. So. Griff says, Ali's been very patient with all of this that's been going on with the Blade project. Yeah. I think it really helped when he took a look at the one script that that one article talked about back a while back. Same one, you know, the one that was talking about how the story was going to be about was going to be female led, and like Blade was going to be the 4th lead, and you know, all that kind of silly shit. All 3 Marvel movies. You're Mang Fantastic Four. I mean, okay, but I don't agree. But yeah, so when they totally scrapped that story and everyone that came up with it, and got someone in who evidently is basically, or at least the most recent one, well, anyway, they have the story down. Now they just need someone to polish the script one more time, I guess. But yeah, there's no way in fuck that's gonna. I don't know how it comes out at the end of next year. It's getting pushed to 26. Yeah, this Ned said, after watching The Last of Us, I ended up streaming the game after each episode. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, not a huge fan of it personally. Oh, Fantastic Four. Well, are you basing that off the comics or off the Fox movies? Especially the Fox's most recent effort at it. Because if you're basing it off those, I don't blame you. But Fantastic Four is dope as shit in the comics, so. And especially if they somehow involve the Maker in this motherfucker. Ooh, baby. That'll be sick. I think there's reason to be excited about Fantastic Four. I don't know that there's reason to be excited about the other two. Even with Alex not being willing to comment on any Thunderbolts being in Avengers 5, which means there's going to be. Which means Yelena, Sentry, who else is in that motherfucker? Maybe American Agent. It definitely won't be all of them. Some of them motherfuckers going to be dead. There's been scuttlebutt that Thunderbolts is basically Marvel's Suicide Squad. But there's been a lot of pushback on that too, so we'll see. But yeah, I don't see the entire team, even if the entire team survives Thunderbolts, definitely not all of them will be in Avengers 5. Probably just Yelena and Sentry. Maybe Taskmaster. Yeah, most of them wouldn't really be that useful, so I don't know. But regardless, there will be one or two. Is the new Cap? Yeah. I can't remember the release order though. I think does Cap come out before Thunderbolts, or is it the other fucking way around? See if I can remember how to type. Marvel 2025 slate. Okay, yeah, so I guess interesting. Okay, so yes, that's Deadpool Wolverine. We are so looking forward to. I don't care about. I mean, God, I wish they. Oh, you know what? I'll show you guys what I'm looking at. Yes, we know about this. We are fucking stoked about this. Cannot fucking wait. Okay. Venom: The Last Dance. God, I wish they changed the title of that. I mean, it definitely doesn't look like it's going to be like awesome, but it looks like it could be fun. Blah Craven, who the fuck cares? Oh yeah, that got pushed to December. So okay, yep. Ooh, Valentine's Day. So Cap, then Thunderbolts, then Fantastic Four. Valentine's Day. That is really stupid. You really think? Well, all the single nerdy dudes will be more than happy to go see Cap on Valentine's Day, for sure. But like Griff says, I guess U.S. agent will get an adamantium shield after Cap 4. It's possible, given how much adamantium is supposed to be involved in the movie. That's a definite possibility. I would not rule that out. Yeah, so all the actual incels will be there. I had to. Just one time. I'm sorry. I had to. So, yeah. Those guys will be there. The nerds lucky enough to actually have a partner. We'll just put it that way. Will probably... Well, okay. Well, it's Valentine's Day, so... Well, no. We'll just say it that way. The nerds lucky enough to have a partner will probably not be going that day unless said partner is also a nerd. So you'll get a little bit of that traffic. But not a lot. So you're banking on... I wouldn't bet on a big... Is that a Friday? I'm assuming that's a Friday. That's generally how they do that shit. So, yeah, I wouldn't bank on a big Friday night. They better hope they have a big Saturday and Sunday. That's all I'm saying. That is not a good... That's not... No. That's not... You don't... No. You don't release nerd shit on a Hallmark holiday. You just don't fucking do it. It's dumb. All right, Thunderbolts. May 2nd. That'll probably stay. Fantastic Four. July 25th. Would not surprise me if this gets bumped to here. Because, again, I don't see any way this movie is ready. And if this movie ain't ready, they will bump this movie to there because this spot is going to have way less competition than this spot. Way less competition in November than there will be in July. In the dead-ass middle of summer blockbuster season. It's on Friday? Okay. So, yeah, that's... Yeah, Blade will not be ready. It will get bumped to 2026. And then they will bump the Fantastic Four to the November slot in order to maximize their chances at a profit. And then, you know, before that, we'll get Thunderbolts and Cap 4. Yeehaw! So there's that. The hell started me on that rabbit hole? Oh, Ned started me down that rabbit hole. Okay. Cool. All right. I am getting the fook out. Unless there's anything earth-shattering. My throat's starting to hurt. I love you guys, but I'm ready to be done. So, yep. We getting on out this bitch. It's been almost 3 hours. That's pretty respectable. And this one won't get copy struck. Oh, by the way, I did figure out how the hell that ludicrous music ended up on there, and I have fixed the problem. So I will not get copy struck for music again. Only if I fuck around on Disney Plus too much again. All right. Thank you, everybody who was here tonight. Thank you if you managed to make... Am I watching Acolyte? Yeah. Yes, I am watching Acolyte. Whether I continue to watch Acolyte after next Tuesday, we'll see. But for now, yes, I am. And if you managed to make it this far in the replay, thank you so much. Please hit the like button if you didn't on your way in, whether this be live or replay. Please do so on your way out. And if you have not yet subscribed to this lovely little channel, I would appreciate if you do so and hit that notification bell so you know every time I hop on stream or even when I occasionally drop an actual video. So, with all that being said, and me begging for subs and likes and comments on the replay and all the usual stuff that we YouTubers want, so YouTube pushes us at least a little. Oh, yes, and by the way, feel free to share the stream out, or if you found a particular segment of it amusing or whatever, feel free to clip it and just, share that on all your socials. Alright? Because I am now, unless whoever was asking me all the questions earlier unsubscribes, we are now only 7 away from me being able to give away a modestly priced gift card to the GameStop. You hear the latest rumor? If you're referring to the potential chosen one Immaculate Conception situation, yes. I'm not going into all that shit again. Feel free to check that shit out on the replay, though, bro. And be sure to leave some comments, too. All right. Much love, you guys. Much gratitude to you guys, as always. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you no later than next Wednesday. That May is really... Oh, that one? Yeah, I saw that. And I cogitated on it for a minute. And that's going to... I'm having to do a lot of mental gymnastics to figure out how that could be the case. So at this point, I'm skeptical. Highly skeptical. But yeah, I saw that. I don't know where that originated from, though. But anywho. Much love, everybody. Much gratitude. And we'll see you all on Wednesday. Peace. You know what's awesome? What's awesome is when we have enough to talk about that we can hang out for 3 fucking hours. Or even longer. We did 4 hours on Wednesday, but you wouldn't know that because of that fucking Ludacris song randomly popping up and YouTube copyright striking the goddamn thing. And fucking up my potential at a shit ton of watch hours. Sons of bitches. Anyway, thank God I figured out what the hell happened and I fixed it. But another good stream, guys. And that's thanks to you. Thanks to you guys showing up. Thanks to you guys engaging in the chat. It's thanks to you guys hitting the like. Hopefully it'll be thanks to you guys leaving comments on the replay. But yeah, it is fucking cool to have enough to talk about to hang out for 3 hours or so. I love it. But that being said, it is time to gizzo. Much love, y'all. See you Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. What we talk about, we'll see on Monday and Tuesday. Well, we'll definitely be talking about the Acolyte. If there's anything else to talk about, we'll figure that shit out by then. But in the meantime, in between time, remember, there's always a good time to be had when you're chilling in the basement. Peace, y'all.